So if you don't have no information to give us, all we can tell you is to lawyer up because the U.S. attorney about to start sending indictments out for all y'all.
Oh, hell no!
You are now tuned into the Hustle Reset Podcast with your host, Mike Bandz.
What it do, what the business is, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome y'all to the Hustle Reset Podcast. It's a special day today. It's a celebration. Why are we celebrating? Because it's the first episode of the Hustle Reset Podcast. That's why we got the champagne in the building. We got the champagne in the building. It's the first episode of the Hustle Reset Podcast. So I want to welcome each and every last one of y'all to it. But before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and take me a drink. And before we get started, I want each and every last one of y'all to go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this. And at any time, if I say something that intrigues you, that motivates you, or that upsets you, or that you agree with, I want y'all to leave a comment. Don't be scared to leave a comment. So now that I got that out the way, what we gonna do? We're going to go ahead and get into the podcast, the Hustle Reset Podcast. This podcast is very near and dear to my heart because it's about my life, my story, the Hustle Reset. Basically, man, the Hustle Reset to me is redemption, the comeback story. Like it may mean something different to you, but to me, it means like overcoming your trials and turning it to triumph. The minor setbacks that you take for the major comebacks in life. That's what the Hustle Reset is to me. And also what it means to me is taking the street mentality or the street hustlers mentality, turning it over to a business mentality. Because that's what I did, man. And that's what the Hustle Reset is about, man. The hustle never stops. It always reset. So I want to welcome all y'all to the Hustle Reset Podcast. And I am your host, Mike Bandz. All right, so we about to dive into the Hustle Reset Podcast. We about to get into it, but before we get into it, I want to let y'all know what we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna dive into like real deep, intelligent conversations on this podcast. We're not gonna get caught up in the celebrity gossip, none of that stuff like that. We may talk about the trending topics when they do drop, I guess you could say viral topics whenever they drop. But we really gonna motivate on this channel, man. We're not gonna get caught up in all of the messy stuff. That's not what we're doing on this channel, man. This channel, the Hustle Reset Podcast, is to simply motivate. That's it, man. But yeah, man, I want to go ahead and get started, man. The Hustle Reset for me, man. I already told y'all what it means to me and why it's so near and dear to my heart, man. So it's always about making that transition from the street mentality and the street hustle, the side hustle, to a legitimate hustle, man. And that's what I did, man. So I had my street hustle going on, my side hustle going on. You know that we not gonna get too much into depth about that on this podcast, but I was cutting hair as well. You know, it was my full-time job, but it was also a side hustle because I never seen myself doing it like permanently. Like it paid the bills or whatnot, but that wasn't what I seen myself doing. I made money. I just jumped into it because I never wanted a boss. I never wanted nobody over me. I never wanted nobody to tell me that I was fired. So that's why I jumped into cutting hair or whatever. But I took all my money that I made from my side hustle and I wanted to turn it into some legitimate money. So I hit up my financial advisor and I advise everybody who making a substantial amount of money to have a financial advisor. So I hit my financial advisor up / my tax dude. And I told him like, man, I want to start up a legitimate business, you know, something that I own. I don't want to work for nobody because even though I was cutting hair, I was still working up under somebody. But I wanted to start my own legitimate business. So he's like, all right, bet, say no more, just come through. So I come through, I set up an appointment with him. I come through and I'm like, yeah, man, I'm trying to LLC something, man, you know, trying to turn my hustle into something legit, man. And he's like, all right, bet, like what you want to do? And as you know, well, y'all probably don't know, but anybody that know me, they know I've done music since I was a child all the way up until now. So I told him, you know, I want to open up a record company. I want to start a record company, an entertainment company. He was like, yeah, that's cool, man. But everybody, you know, they doing that type of stuff now. So like you want to set yourself apart and there's no immediate ROI, return on investment with that. So you want to find you something that it's gonna be an immediate return on your investment, because with opening up a record company, an entertainment company, it's so much money that you got to dish out on the front end. You're gonna take more losses than you're gonna take wins, because you got to invest in your artists, you got to shoot the music videos, you got to pay for studio time, etc. You got to do everything, man. So, and who knows when it's gonna pop. He was like, I got another idea for you that I think can make you some real good money if you're willing to listen. Like, all right, bet, let's shoot and see if something hit. So he was like, have you ever heard of home healthcare? I'm like, I heard of it, but I mean, I don't know too much about it enough to where I want to invest my money in it. He was like, I think if I break the numbers down to you, I think you might want to invest in it. And not only will you want to invest in it, I got a partner for you who can walk you through the ins and outs of everything. I'm like, nah, I don't really want no partner. Like I came to you because I want to own my own. I don't want no partners, no nothing. He was like, nah, just let me break the numbers down to you, then we get into all that partner stuff later. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me take a little sip of one. He was like, yeah, so once I break the numbers down to you, we'll see what you got to say after that. So he broke the numbers down to me, and I ain't gonna lie, he had my attention. So after he broke the numbers down to me, like I said, he had my attention. But I'm like, okay, I'm willing to learn the business, but sending somebody out, like, okay, first off, if y'all don't know what home healthcare is really self-explanatory. Home healthcare is where you send nurses out to people's houses who need home healthcare. Plain and simple. But I'm like, okay, I'm willing to sit down and learn the business side of things, but I don't know about the in the field stuff as far as like the nurses. How do you hire the nurses, and how do you know who to send out, and blase. He was like, well, I told you I got the perfect business partner for you. He like, and what's crazy is the person who I want to link you with in the business, she just left me getting her taxes done. And when she came here to get her taxes done, she was saying she was working for a home healthcare agency, and that agency that she was working for was jerking her around or whatever. So I'm like, all right, like, who is it? He like, bro, it's your mom. I'm like, oh, my mama. Like, I knew she was in the healthcare field, but I didn't know she did home healthcare. I knew she did like nursing and stuff like that, but I never knew exactly what she did. So I'm like, okay, well, bet. I mean, what better thing to do than to go in business with my mama, you know? Because the ultimate goal for a man should be to retire your mother. That's my goal anyway. I don't know if that's y'all goal, but that's my goal. So I hit my mom up while I was still at the office or whatever. I told her to pull back up because my advisor was telling me about the home healthcare thing or whatever. So she pulled back up. We discussed a few things or whatever. And then I did my due diligence, and I found people who actually had the home healthcare agencies. I pulled up on them, and I paid them for their time. Mind you, I paid them for their time. See, a lot of people want information, but they're not willing to pay for it. Me, I was willing to pay for it because I know if I wanted the right information from the right people, I got to pay for it. So I paid for the information, and they put me in the right places. They pointed me in the right direction, and we ended up opening up a home healthcare agency. And we ended up naming it after my daughter, Harmony Personal Care. So if y'all in the area, North Carolina, y'all need home healthcare services, plug me in. Home healthcare, Harmony Personal Care. I got you. But yeah, long story short, yeah, we ended up opening up the business in 2020. We didn't really get our first client until about late 2021, early 2022 or whatever. So, you know, we in business. We got our first client. You know, I'm happy because I'm like, okay, I got something legit going on. I incorporated my business, opened up the business account, all of the above. So I'm excited. We got our first client. I got my first employee. I put out some what's the word? I put out some advertisements or whatever on Indeed.com, found the employees, blah, blah, blah. Ended up getting another client. My mom was like, well, I might as well work the client because it's our business, so all the money gonna come to me. I'm like, yeah, bitch, say no more. Yeah, that's you. So we end up doing that. The business is going pretty well. It started off slow, as we know our businesses do start off slow in the beginning. But if you stay dedicated and grinding, you're gonna see your profit. So the business is starting to grow more and more. So as the business is growing and the bank account filling up, I'm like, okay, I need to work on my credit because my credit is low. Well, I didn't know that it was low at the time, but I knew that I needed to work on my credit because certain things that I wanted, I couldn't go pay cash for because it was going to draw red flags. Even though I had a business, the certain things that I wanted, the business wasn't accumulating enough money for me to go get the things that I wanted. So I was like, okay, let me work on my credit. So I ended up going on Instagram one day. Ironically, I went on Instagram. First person I see when I go on Instagram is a dude that I knew from way back in the day. And he was promoting credit repair. I'm like, oh, damn, I bet I know buddy. So I hit him up like, yo, man, like, I just opened up a business. Like, you know, I'm not sure what my credit score is, but I know it probably needs some work because I done did a few things in the past. Got some stuff that I should have paid that I didn't pay. Like, so I don't know what my credit looking like. He like, I bet, say no more, bro. I got you, bro. So he was like, what I need you to do is I need you to download Credit Karma. I'm like, what the fuck is Credit Karma? He like, bro, you don't know what Credit Karma is? Nah, bro. This your line of work. Like, tell me what it is. He told me what it was. I downloaded it. He's like, I need you to download Identity IQ so I can start working on it. Downloaded all of that. And I took a look at my credit score. My credit score was a 490. And if you know anything about credit, a 490, but you can't even borrow a piece of bubble gum from the store with a 490, man. So I told bro, whatever you need from me, I got you. He like, bro, just cash out me, blah, 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 and I'm going to take care of you. I sent him the bread, and I'm not going to lie. In a 6-month time period, buddy did his thing. He took me from a 490 to a 771 in 6 months. So I'm saying this, I'm like, okay, damn, bet. Okay, I got my business going, my credit score right. I got some money coming into my bank account, man. I need me a new whip, man. Like, I mean, the whip that I had was cool, but I wanted to get what I wanted. I want my wants. So I went to the car dealership. Pardon me. I went to the car dealership and I seen something that I had on my vision board, man. I always had a black GMC truck on my vision board because I believe every man needs a truck. So I had a black GMC truck on my vision board and I seen it on the lot. So when I was inquiring about it, obviously I'm at a Chevy dealership. They like, nah, GMC a piece of shit. I'm not saying GMC is a piece of shit. That's what the Chevy dealer people told me. So they pointed me in the direction of another Chevy truck. Of a Chevy truck, all black, fire. The year that we was in, that's the year of the truck. I can't remember the truck, it was a 2020. I'm talking about, I can't remember. I got the truck, excuse me, y'all. But yeah, so I seen it, I test drove it. I'm like, damn, bro, I really want this truck. They're like, bro, say no more, bro. Let's pull your credit score. Let's see what you got going on. But they pulled my credit score, man. They came out with damn champagne bottles, water. They damn near brought a nigga some strippers out that bitch, bro. Because they seen what my credit score was and they knew how much money I had coming into my bank account. So they was like, you ain't even got to put no money down, man. Like, you can really walk off the lot with this. Just sign these papers or whatever and you good. So I ended up getting my truck with a 3% interest rate. That don't even happen now. 3% interest rate, that don't even happen now. So I got my truck, whatever. I wanted a car too, so I ended up trading my old car and getting another car, a car that I really wanted. I ended up getting that. whatever. We gonna make this long story short. So I hit my credit dude up, like, bro, man, this credit stuff worked, bro. I ended up getting 2 whips, like everything good. He like, yeah, bro, yeah, I'm proud of you, bro. But now it's time to elevate, bro. I'm finna get you these credit cards. I'm like, now some credit cards. He like, yeah, man. He was like, for every credit card that I get you, I'm going to charge you $100 for every credit card that I get you. So I'm like, all right, bet. He like, I'm going to call you at midnight tonight and we're going to apply for all these different credit cards and we're going to see what we get. He called me at midnight that night. Man, he applied for so many credit cards, man. By the time we were finished, I had $100,000 in credit cards. I'm like, bro, this is unreal. So, of course, I wasn't going to get it right then and there. They said it was going to mail it to me. I'm like, bro, ain't no way they finna mail me this. Bro, like 7 days later, I was getting different cards in the mail, left and right. I'm checking the balance on them. American Express, 36,000. Chase, 15,000. Capital One, 10,000. Bro, so many different credit cards, and it all equaled up to, man, 100 bands in credit cards. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm straight now. I got my business rolling. I got 100,000 in credit card. I got my other little money put to the side or whatever. So we rolling. So my business going pretty good or whatever. Credit dude hit me up again. Like, boy, I got another play for you. I'm like, what's up? What we got going on? He was like, so you do got your business. You got employees or whatever. He was like, bro, I got a dude in Charlotte, North Carolina, right up the street from you. If you got a business, he can get you some money. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm like, is bro legit? He like, yeah, that's my people. I'm like, bro, well, if you vouch for him, then, I mean, shit, send him my way. So he ended up linking us or whatever. I'm on the phone with buddy. He like, yeah, man, my people was telling me you got a business, blah, blah, blah. And I can get you some bread if you qualify. So he was like, so just send me over all your business information. And if you qualify, I'll let you know. I'm like, all right. So I sent him over my EIN number. For those of you that don't know what an EIN number is, it's basically your business social security number. So I sent them over my EIN number, my business email, and what else I sent them? I can't remember what else I sent them, but I sent them over my information. He hit me back 30 minutes like, bro, you qualify for this thing? And I'm like, well, what is it? Like, what do I qualify for? He said it's something new that don't nobody know about. Now, mind you, we're in a pandemic, so I'm thinking he about to tell me PPP loan, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't PPP. It was something different. It was called an employee retention tax credit. So he was like, bro, you qualify for it. I'm like, I bet. Well, how much do I qualify for? He like, bro, you in the home healthcare field. He was like, I just ran everything for you. He was like, you qualify for $631,000. I'm like, God damn, $631,000. Bro, how the hell can I qualify for $631,000? He like, bro, it's crazy because a lot of people don't think that they even deserve this type of money, but it's something new and you a business owner. It's a tax credit that you can get. And I'm like, all right, bro. So what I need to do? He was like, shoot me over $300 and I'm going to do all your filing for you. He's like, you're going to get some emails when the filing done. I'm still thinking it's a scam. I'm like, buddy, finna run off with my $300, but hell, it's $300. I'm $100,000 up in credit cards. I got my business going. I got my other stuff going on or whatever. So what's 300? Send them the 300. Maybe about an hour later, I'm getting emails like from Tax Bandit saying that stuff done been filed on my behalf or whatever. So he called me back. He's like, bro, everything should be in your email or whatever. So it's in my email. And I'm like, all right, well, what's next? He was like, you should start getting some letters from the IRS. And when you get these letters from the IRS, don't open the letters because me and my team, we going to fill them out. I'm going to send you an address to send the letters to. And when you send them, we going to fill them out. We going to fill out everything for you. He like, so I'm going to charge you 25% on all the money that you get. I'm like, damn, Chan, 25%, that's a lot of money. But, I mean, $600,000, I mean, go on, take your little 25%. I'm cool with it. He was like, because, yeah, we doing everything for you. I'm like, all right. So a month go by. Sure enough, I'm getting these letters from the IRS, left, right, left, right, left, right. I got like 10 letters from the IRS. I hit him up. He give me the address. I forward him to the address. And so after I forwarded them to him, he hit me back like, yeah, everything done. We done sent the letters back off to the IRS. Just be on the lookout for some adjustment checks. I'm like, what's an adjustment check? He like, fool, that's your money. That's gonna be your bread coming in. I'm like, all right, bet. So we in October of 2022 when I got them IRS checks or whatever. I mean, not checks, but the IRS letters. October 2022. I'll never forget. November 2022 rolled around. The day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, I go to my office. I hadn't been in my office in some days, because of the holiday and stuff. I'm kicking it with the fam or whatever. So I had to go to my office so I could clock my employees in and out. I go to my office, and when I open up the door, it's a letter on the floor from the IRS. Now, this particular letter ain't like none of the other letters that I've been getting. I could see through and see what it was. And it looked like a check. So I opened it up and it was a check for $72,000. So I immediately hit Buddy up like, hey, boy, they done sent me a check for 72 racks, bro. Like, is this shit real? I'm like, yeah, bro, I told you, bro. I told you. He's like, bro, you finna get like 19 more checks just like that. Or how many of other checks? I'm like, all right. He like, just let me know what happened when you go to the bank. So I hang up with him. This was Friday. I go to the bank that Monday. I'm scared as hell when I go in the bank. I'm scared because I'm like, bro, this can't be real. So I go in the bank. I deposit the check into my business account. Now, normally, anybody know if you go in the bank with something over like $1,000, it got to take time to clear. So I'm going in there with a $72,000 check. Sometimes it could take 3 to 5 business days to clear, 7 days to clear. So I go deposit the check. Man, I check my account the next day. That thing done cleared 72 racks in my bank account. So I'm like, oh, shit, this is real. Like, this real. So I hit Buddy up like, bro, where you need me to send your cut to? He like, just give me a second. I'm going to send you the account to drop the bread in, whatever. All right, so time go on, checks rolling in or whatever. So I'm like, I call him. I'm like, hey, bro, I got another business that I incorporated. It's a trucking company. It ain't up and running, but you think you can give me some bread for this too? He's like, I don't know. I just got to see if you qualify. Send me the information. So I sent him the information. He's like, yeah, you qualify, 700,000 because it's a transportation business. So I'm not questioning nothing at this point. I'm like, well, maybe this real. Like, maybe this real. So send him the 300 for the filing fee. I get all the letters, everything, send them back to him or whatever. Time go on. So I'm like, shit, man, I want to open up some more businesses, man, because if they giving out money like this crazy. I'm green as hell. I'm so green. So I go back to my financial advisor. I'm like, hey, yo, I want to open up another business, man, because it's something going on right now. I'm like, have you heard of the ERC? He like, yeah, the Employment Retention Tax Credit. He like, yeah, I'm doing a couple for my clients right now. He like, why you worried about it? He like, your business too new to even be thinking about something like that. I'm like, bullshit, because I ran into this dude. Shit, he been getting me bread. I've been getting bread back from my business for this. So I mean, he like, for real, how much you get back? I'm like, shit, he said I was getting 631,000. He like, bro, why the fuck are you getting back that much money? I'm like, bro, I don't know. He like, that's just what he told me I was getting. He like, well, let me see your 941s. I'm like, what the hell is a 941? He like, you don't know what a 941 is? I'm like, nah. He like, he didn't send you your 941s? I'm like, no, I don't even know what that is. He like, bro, call him right now and tell him you need your 941s because something wicked going on. I'm like, wicked? I'm like, oh, shit. So I called Buddy instantly on speakerphone. Like, hey, bro, can you shoot me my 941s over? Oh, he like, oh, he's stuttering and everything. He like, man, my CPA, she out right now, but I'm going to send him over as soon as she get back. I'm going to send him over to you. I'm like, all right, bet. So I ain't had time to sit around with on the CPA. So I tell my advisor, bro, I'll be back. Said I had a flight out the next morning. I was going to Vegas or somewhere. I was going out of town somewhere. I don't know. But I go out of town. I come back. I end up forgetting about the 941s or whatever. So I come back. And when I come back, I notice, I'm like, damn, I ain't got no more checks. So I call bro. I'm like, damn, bro, why ain't no more checks flowing? Like what's going on? He like, I don't know. He like, the checks still should be flowing in. I'm like, well, I ain't got no checks or whatever. He thinking I'm capping because he thinking I'm not trying to pay him his money. But I'm like, bro, no, like, I'm not lying, bro. Ain't no checks coming in. So I go back to my financial advisor. I'm like, hey, man, like, what you was saying about them 941s, because Buddy still ain't something. He was like, bro, he need to really send them because I need to know what he filed on your behalf. So I called him back. I'm like, bro, where my 941s at? Because I ain't got them. He like, bro, me and my CPA, we done fell out. But as soon as I link back up with him, I'm gonna get you your 941s. Red flag. My financial advisor like, red flag. He like, bro, I need you to sign this paper because once you sign this paper, it's gonna give me access to your IRS portal and I can go in and see what he did. It's gonna take 7 days, but I'm gonna send this off and I'm gonna be able to go in and see what he did. So I signed the paper. 7 days go by. The paper come back, the approval come back for him to go in my IRS portal. He called me like, bro, get up here. I go back to his office. He like, man, look, I don't know what he did. He was like, I could see what he did for the money you got back, but all that other money is showing like it's kind of foul, but it ain't foul. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I called Buddy like, bro, did you even file my stuff? Because I'm looking at my portal now saying that you didn't file nothing. He's like, bro, I swear to God, I filed everything, bro. I did everything the right way. And I'm like, all right, so what's happening? What's going to happen next? He's like, bro, you need to call the IRS and ask them what's going on. I'm like, call the IRS? Like, I mean, why the fuck you can't call the IRS? He's like, how I'm going to call the IRS inquiring about some money for you? He's like, I filed the stuff, but you need to call because it's your money. Like, you need to see what's going on. I'm like, well, damn, I don't even know what to say to him. He's like, bro, just chill, relax, I got you. I'm going to text you over everything you need to say. That should have been a red flag right there for me, but I'm so green and all I see is dollar signs. I can't see past it, man. But so he sent me over what I need to say. He sent me the direct number to the IRS. My dumb ass pick up the phone and call the IRS. And I'm reading what he telling me to say. Like, yo, I'm calling, inquiring about this money for my business. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on because I got a few checks, but I ain't got no more. I haven't received any more checks. So they like, oh yeah, your account is under review, but don't worry, everything should be back to normal in a few. So I'm like, all right, bet. I hit them back. There they said everything will be back to normal in a few. He's like, all right. He's like, I told you, blah, blah, blah. So time go on. Now, this was like March of 2023. Time go on. I still ain't received no checks. So I called back again like a month later, called the IRS back, trying to see what's going on. My dumb ass is fucking calling the IRS, man. The IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. But I'm green. I don't know what's going on. I've never been in business before. I don't know what's going on, man. Forgive me for my ignorance, but I'm calling the IRS, man, inquiring about some money that somebody done filed for me. Over $500,000, man. 1.5 to be exact for the other business too. I'm not knowing what's going on. I should have knew, but I didn't. So they still telling me, yo, accounting review. Matter of fact, when I called this time, they was like, we don't even know what's going on. Nothing is even in our system no more. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm up anyway. I done got my little checks that I done got. Up with my credit cards. I'm up with my business. I ain't tripping. So I go about my life. I'm living my life. I'm taking trips. I'm living life. Like I'm living life. So now we in August of 2023. My pops called me. Now, mind y'all, I told y'all that I used to cut hair at the barbershop. Me and my pops used to work at the same barbershop. So all my information, my last job that I worked in the system was at the barbershop. So my pops, he hit me up August 2024. Never forget. He like, hey, son, where you at? I'm like, I'm cooling. What's good? He like, boy, it's some white federal agents up here looking for you, man. I'm like, some federal agents looking for me? Like, for what? He like, I don't know. He like, I told him, I don't know where you at. I ain't talked to you or nothing. He like, what you got going on? I'm like, I ain't got nothing going on. Like, I have no clue what they could be looking for me for. So, he like, well, I just told him I didn't know where you was at. I like, nah, fuck that. Like, take the phone to him. Like, where they at? He like, they outside sitting in the car. I like, nah, take the phone to him. Let me holler at him so I can see what's going on. He give him the phone. Dude get on the phone like, yeah, I'm agent such and such, and we think you might be a victim of identity fraud. I'm like, identity fraud? They're like, yeah, we need to meet with you. What can we meet you with? I'm like, yeah, go to the Wendy's around the corner. I'll meet y'all at the Wendy's. So they like, excuse me, they're like, all right, hang up with them. I call a lawyer dude that I know. I call my lawyer, not my lawyer, but a lawyer that I know. I'm like, oh, I need to meet you right quick. And luckily, his office is right around the corner from my office. He like, I pull up to the office. I pull up. I tell him like, yo, some federal agents, they looking for me. They say I might be a victim of identity theft or identity fraud, something like that. And he was like, well, you ain't did nothing, have you? Like, nah, I ain't did nothing. Mind you, I'm not thinking about this ERC thing that I done did with old buddy because he told me everything was on the up and up. So I'm not even thinking about that. That's the furthest thing from my mind. He like, well, if you ain't done nothing, see what they hollering about. So I'm like, all right. Boy, an hour done passed. They blowing my phone up. I got them waiting for a whole hour because I'm trying to figure out what's going on because I'm nervous. I'm like, damn, is they even real federal agents? They could be somebody trying to get me, anything. So I'm brushing them off. So I finally hit them back like, where y'all at? They're like, bro, we still at the Wendy's waiting on you. So I'm like, all right, bet, pull up to my office. They're like, yeah, your office is at such and such, such and such. I'm like, oh, damn, how y'all know? They're like, yeah, we know everything. Like we finna pull up to your office now. So they pull up to my office, y'all. These are the men in black. Agent J and Agent K, for real. They had the suits on, the badges, dressed to the T. So I'm like, oh, this is real, for real. They're like, is this someplace we can talk? I'm like, yeah, let's go up to my conference room or whatever. So we go up to the conference room. I'm like, okay, so y'all said that I'm a victim of identity fraud. They were like, yeah, but we really want to talk to you about something else. They were like, you know anything about the ERC? I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah, man. So a lot of fraudulent money has come to you from the ERC. And we know for a fact that you received this money. They pulled out the check that I received, everything. And they was like, yeah, you know, such and such and such and such. I'm like, nah, I ain't familiar with that name. They're like, well, maybe you'll be familiar with this name. And they give me the name that I knew. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I know him. What's up? They're like, yeah, he got a $20 million fraud case against him. And you in this case. They're like, you need to give us some information on him. If not, you going to be in his case. And I'm like, $20 million? Bro, I didn't even get a crumb of that money. Like a piece of, even the side of a piece of a crumb of $20 million. So how y'all going to put me in his case? I'm like, I don't even know what he did. Like, I just sent him some information and he filed some stuff. Like, I don't know what he did. They're like, oh, you don't know what he did? They're like, well, check this out. They give me an envelope. I open up. I'm like, what's this? I open the envelope up. It's a flash drive. I'm like, what's this? Stick the flash drive in the side of the damn laptop they had. But tell me why this my whole conversation with the IRS inquiring about this damn money. So I'm in shock. I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know what to say. They're like, yeah, it sounded like y'all was in cahoots with each other. I'm like, nah, we wasn't in cahoots. I'm like, man, he told me he'd give me some money, and I mean, I guess I fell for the okie doke or whatever. And they were like, yeah, he filed and said that you had 13 employees in 2020 and 2020. I'm like, nah, I don't know nothing about that. I ain't get no employees until like 2022. I got my first employee in like the end of 2022. So I don't know nothing about no 13 employees like at all. They were like, well, it sounded like y'all was in cahoots to fraud the IRS, to scam the IRS or whatever. They was like, so if you don't have no information to give us, all we could tell you was to lawyer up because the U.S. attorney about to start sending indictments out for all y'all. They was like, you ain't under arrest or nothing. Like, you free to go. I'm like, I'm free to go. I'm like, y'all in my shit. Like, y'all free to go. And they was like, well, we'll be seeing you around. So they get up, they leave. I go back to my truck. I don't even call buddy. I FaceTime my credit dude. Like, boy, what the hell y'all done got me into? Boy, some federal agents that came to see me, man. Talking about some fraudulent money, some IRS money, whatever. Like, he like, kid, I don't know. I'm gonna hit my peoples up, whatever. He hit his peoples up. Buddy blowing my phone up. I don't want to talk to you, bro. I'm good on you, bro. I need to figure out my situation. So I end up trying to find, well, not even trying to find, I end up calling around, finding the best lawyer in my city. I found the best lawyer in my city. So I go see him. And I explained to him what I got going on. He like, oh man, you ain't got nothing to worry about. It just sounded like you got caught up with somebody who was scamming, and it sounded like they scammed you basically. And he was like, just let me call the U.S. attorney because I'm good friends with the U.S. attorney, and bro, this will be over in no time. He called the U.S. attorney. They laugh and joke, and he was like, yeah, I got Mr. Mike. I ain't gonna tell y'all my last name. He's like, I got Mr. Mike sitting in my office. He said a few of your agents came by to see him. And they was talking about the ERC thing, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, he's just a victim of being scammed by one of these scammers out here or whatever. He like, yeah, so this could go away, right? Man, his smile turned to a face of concern so fast, man. He was like, oh, Lord. Well, let me see if he gonna let me represent him. He hang up the phone with the U.S. attorney. He like, yo, I know you wasn't stupid enough to go and meet with federal agents without no representation. I'm like, well, yeah, I was advised by another lawyer that I could go talk to him. He was like, who was the lawyer? I told him who the lawyer was. He said, you listen to that motherfucker? He said, that's the reason why he's renting out a little ass office space and I own my building. Why would you listen to him? I'm like, well, I don't know. I didn't know who else to go to except for somebody who I knew. He like, bro, you got to let me represent you because it's serious, bro. He like, they about to send an indictment out for you. He like, it's going to cost me $20,000 to get started, just to get started. So I'm like, damn. He like, you need to give me that money ASAP. This was on a Friday. So I end up leaving his office. I'm like, I ain't trying to go in my account, get no money out, out my business account. So, I had some jewelry and stuff like that. So I started selling my jewelry. That's what the jewelry for anyway. It's an investment. So I sold all my jewelry, everything, had a few more dollars put up to the side. So that Monday I come back to him. It looked like a scene out of a movie. I duffel bag, 20 bands on the table. Like, yeah, bro, let's get this started. Let's get this over with. He's like, all right, bet, sign this paper saying that I represent you and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. So, 3 months go by. I'm like, oh, damn, boy, my little 20 bands done went to work, boy. Because I ain't heard that from nobody in 3 months. But that's how the feds work. They work because they want to make sure they dot their I's and cross their T's and stuff. So they're going to take their time. They're not coming to get you instantly. So 3 months went by. My lawyer, he called me like, bro, get your ass to the office. I come to the office. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I got your motion of discovery. I read my motion of discovery. Man, they painting me out to be a kingpin in my motion of discovery, talking about I was living a lavish life, taking trips here, taking trips there. Man, they had every single thing that I bought with that money, from Burberry shoes to Rolex watches to even down to the drink that I bought at the casino in Las Vegas, all the way down to that, man. They had all my information, bro, everything. He was like, yeah, man, so I need you to take a plea deal. I'm like, a plea deal for what? He like, for basically filing false claims to the IRS. I'm like, nah, I'm not taking no plea deal for that because I didn't file the claims. Somebody else filed the claims or whatever. I'm like, if they do they due diligence, they can pull up the IP address and see where everything was filed from. And no, I didn't file it. He like, bro, they not trying to hear none of that because you went in and told them that you received this money. That's the dumbest thing you could have did, is told him that you received his money, bro. Like, and that you actually went in and cashed the check knowing that it was fraudulent. I didn't know that it was fraudulent, and I didn't tell him. He was like, well, it's their word. It's the Fed's word against your word. And your word don't mean shit in the grand scheme of things. He's like, so you need to take this plea for the money that you did receive, 100-some thousand, whatever you did receive. Because if not, they gonna hit you with the 1.5 million that you were supposed to receive. Like, how they gonna hit me with that and I didn't receive it? They're like, because you tried to get it, so they gonna hit you with it. So I'm like, man, I'm not taking no plea deal for that, bro. I'm not. He was like, well, you don't gotta take the plea deal. He was like, we can go to court. He was like, but if we can't convince all 12 of them jurors that you didn't know that you wasn't supposed to get $1.5 million, we got to convince all 12 of them that you had no clue that this money did not deserve to come to you. So damn, I'm like, all right, man. Just let me think on it, bro. Just let me think, man. He like, because if you can't convince not 7, not 10, not 11, all 12 jurors that this money didn't deserve to come to you, bro, they giving you 30 years out the rip. I'm like, well, bro, I don't feel comfortable signing no plea deal for something that I didn't do. He's like, man, just take some time, think on it, call me back. So I took some time, thought on it, talked to a couple of people, got some advice. 30 years ain't worth it. Take the plea deal. Now, see, that's how the feds get that 98% conviction rate, because they throw out a high-ass number of time that they going to give you, and then they make you sign a plea deal because, you know, you're not, if you lose, you're not finna go do no crazy 30 years or whatever. Like, so I called him, I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna sign the plea because I'm not finna do no 30 years. I'm like, what am I looking at? He like, the least amount is what I'm gonna try to shoot for, and that's probation. Because you ain't never been in no trouble, so we're gonna try to get you probation. But the maximum is 5 years. I'm like, well, damn, that's crazy. Pardon me. I'm like, all right, well, I look like I ain't got no choice. 5 years better than 30 years or whatever. I'm like, now I'm gonna sign this, but when I do, am I gonna become a felon? He like, bro, yeah, this is a federal crime. Yeah, you're gonna be a felon. What are you talking about? I'm like, well, bro, I don't know. I've never been in this situation before. So I ended up signing the plea deal. I ended up having, some months later, I ended up having to go drive to Durham, North Carolina, because I think that's like the middle district or something in the area that I live in. I had to drive to Durham, North Carolina, turn myself in. I wasn't locked up in there. I just had to go turn myself in. They put me in cuffs for like 5 minutes. Had to go before the judge and promised that I was going to come to court that following Monday. Went to court that following Monday. Went in front of the judge, and she was like, so you're basically pleading guilty to filing fraudulent claims against the IRS. I wanted to say no so bad. She was like, is anybody making you do this? I wanted to say yes, but I ain't want no smoke with the Fed. So I'm like, yeah, I'm signing the plea deal. Sign it. She's like, all right, come back in May. Now, mind you, all this stuff happened in 2022. We in 2024. So like I said, that's how long it take for the feds to do everything. It took 2 years for me to even go in front of a judge because, like I said, they want to dot their I's and cross their T's, whatever they do. So this is May 2020. No, I'm sorry. This is February 2024 while I'm in front of the judge. She said your sentencing date is going to be May 2024. Now, I'm supposed to keep you in custody, but your lawyer says you're not a flight risk, so I'm not going to keep you in custody. I'm like, all right, bet. So something ended up happening in May. So where the judge couldn't come. So she rescheduled it for August 29th, 2024. And the reason I remember this day so vividly is because that's the day that my son was supposed to be born. My lady, she was supposed to have a scheduled C-section August 29th. So I tell my lawyer, like, hey, yo, I can't go to court for my sentence on August 29th, be fighting for my freedom while, my son being born. Can you push it back? He like, yeah, I got you. Pushed it back from August 29th to October 29th. So my son born, I go to court October 29th. I'm so scared when I go because I'm like, bro, I got the potential to be locked up for this crime that I feel like I didn't commit. All I did was didn't play my due diligence into looking into everything. I was so green, man. Now that I look back on this shit, I was stupid as fuck, man. But I was just money hungry. Like any other young black nigga would be. Y'all know y'all take the money too, bro. Put it in the comments you wouldn't have took that money and you a fucking liar. But anyway, I go to court. But a U.S. attorney, she doing her thing against me. Now, mind you, this ain't even the same U.S. attorney who my attorney was friends with coincidentally, this day she's sick. So another U.S. attorney come who know my case. Man, she painted me out like I was down Bernie Madoff. I think that's his name, the white dude that scammed, but she made me look like I was him in that courtroom, man. Like if I was on the jury, I would have convicted myself because that's how bad she made it look. She told the people I ain't had no daddy growing up. Like, bro, my daddy was active in my life, but she made it seem like I was groomed to be a scammer, bro. Like I'm telling you, if I was on that jury, I would have convicted myself the way she painted me in that courtroom, man. She was just saying all kind of outlandish stuff, but she did her job. I gotta salute her. She did her job. That's what she get paid to do, to send people to jail. And she was finna send my black ass to jail. I was convinced I was not going home that day. I was going to jail. But God was on my side, man. The universe was on my side, man. So the judge, she listened to the U.S. attorney, then she listened to my lawyer. He pleaded my case, painting a sob story, really telling the truth. He didn't know what he was getting himself into. That's the truth. He got involved with somebody who's a big time scammer, which he was telling the truth with Buddy. Not gonna say his name because I'm pretty sure he facing the music right now. I guess I wouldn't know, but because I cut ties with anything attached to him. But yeah, man. So the judge was like, "So, Mr. Mike, you got anything you want to say for yourself?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I apologize for even being in front of you right now. Like, I got it in over my head. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that I was getting involved with some scammers. Like, I didn't know that they was, bro, my lawyer looked at me like, what the fuck are you saying right now? He like, Your Honor, can I have some time to speak with my client right quick? She was like, yeah, take your time. They turned some static music on up real loud. Not static music like Static Major, but some static. When the TV static, and they turned that on. He sat down. He like, bro, are you trying to get 5 years in prison? She finna send you to prison for 5 years because of the stupid shit you saying. He was like, you need to be telling this judge you are sorry for wasting her time and that you never gonna do this again. I'm like, oh, bro, you didn't groom me to say what I needed to say when I came in. I didn't know what I needed to say. Like, bro, that's what you need to say if you don't want to go to prison. So I got up. I'm like, yeah, Your Honor, I'm sorry for even being in your presence. This never happened again. And everything he told me to say, that's what I said. She was like, she started laughing. She was like, it sounded like your lawyer just told you something that was going to stop you from going to prison for a long time. I'm like, yes, Your Honor. He did. She was like, okay. She looked at the U.S. attorney. And mind you, when I went to court, I'm thinking it's going to be like regular court. Like, I done been to court before, and there'd be a lot of people in there waiting to get their cases called and stuff like that. Nah. When it's federal court, it's all about you. It's all about you. It's an intimate setting. It's just you, the judge, your lawyer, the U.S. attorney, and the federal agents who came to see me. They was there. They pulled up. And they were high-fiving when I was saying all that stupid shit in front of the judge. Like, I didn't know. Oh, they knew they had this in the bag. So yeah, the judge, she looked at the U.S. attorney like, I respect everything that you said. You gave a really good case and everything. Like, I respect what you said. She was like, how much time did you say that this, what's the maximum amount of time did you say that this crime carried? She said 5 years in prison. But we don't want Mr. Mike to do 5 years in prison. We just want to give him 11 months in prison. She was like, okay. So she talked to my lawyer. She was like, has your client ever been in prison before? No, he hasn't. Has he ever been in trouble before? No, he hasn't. She's like, okay. She looked dead at that U.S. attorney and said, Mr. Mike has never been to jail before, never been to prison before, doesn't even have a record. I'm not sending this young man to prison today on my watch. Man, you could hear a pin drop in that mug. It was a few people in there, but that's how silent it was. Those U.S. attorneys and them federal agents' faces turned so red, man. And then she looked at me and said, don't think I'm letting you off the hook. I'm just not sending you to prison because you got them kids that you need to be out here for, and you cannot take care of your kids or run your business being in prison. She's like, so what I'm going to do for you, they said the maximum amount of time that you was going to spend in prison was 5 years. I'm going to give you 5 years probation. They said the minimum amount of time that they was trying to give you was 11 months. I'm going to give you 11 months, 9 o'clock curfew on an ankle monitor. I said, listen, I accept everything and I appreciate everything that you did for me. Like, yo, God was really with me that day. He was with the judge that day because I really got in over my head. Like, I never been in trouble, even when I was out doing street stuff and all of that. I never got in no trouble. As soon as I go legit and do something, I get caught up in some mess that I keep using this word, due diligence. I should have did my due diligence on, but all I seen was the money. But this message is to all of y'all. If y'all ever doing business or something too good to be true, if it sounds like it's too good to be true, it is. It definitely is, man. Don't go chasing the money, man. The money gonna come. Don't chase that fast money, man, because it's gonna come. You just gotta put your work in, put your grind in, put your hustle in, man. And I'm here to tell you today, the hustle never stops, but it can always reset. That's my story, man. That's why this podcast so near and dear to me, man. It's the first episode of the Hustle Reset. And I just hope y'all can take something out of this. How I turned my tragedy into triumph. Not really a tragedy, but I turned my loss into a win because my business still going. Everything good. I'm on probation, but there's nothing. I'm still running my business legit. So just take whatever I told y'all today and just try to turn it into something positive in your own life, man. But this is the Hustle Reset Podcast. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Follow me on TikTok at The Real Mike Bandz. Follow me on Instagram at I Am Mike Bandz. The Hustle Reset Podcast, man. We out, man.